How's everybody doing tonight? Was excited this live. I was just talking to the guys backstage, and we got a lot to talk about tonight. I got some thunderstorms in my area tonight, so if by chance I lose connection, Kirk and Cal will continue to run the show. They know what we're going to talk about pretty much, and they can fill in until I can get back on or whatever. So if we start having trouble, hopefully one of us can keep the show rolling. That's a good thing about having co-hosts is if something happens, hopefully one can keep it running for you guys until the rest of us can show back up. We got some pretty stuff we're going to go over tonight. I think it's going to be an interesting night. We're talking about one of the subjects I think is pretty scary to me, feral people. I think a cryptid is scary, but you know, a feral person I think could possibly be a little bit worse. I mean, at least a cryptid, he's probably going to twist my head around or, you know, tear me apart to where, you know, instead of being boiled alive, you know, with potatoes and carrots. And so it would be a different kind of a death. I think it'd be kind of like pick your death. Yeah, I want to go ahead and bring everybody in, and that way we can get this thing started.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight?
Hey Kyle.
Good evening, everyone.
If y'all haven't smashed that like button, give it a smash. We can get this thing trending. And like it says, if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd like to invite y'all to subscribe. It's free. Just click the subscribe button, click the bell, and click all. And then check it every week to make sure they don't unsubscribe you. They're good at that.
Bradford Johnson.
Cool stuff we're going to talk
about. Bradford, you asked me a question there. It says what kind of 10 millimeter I have. I have several 10 millimeters, but my everyday carry is a 6-hour Legion. That's my go-to.
Good choice.
Yeah, I never had the issue with it. It's the kind that I'm giving mine is a Legion.
Yeah, if y'all don't know, Cal's donated a 10 millimeter Legion to me. He doesn't like me hunting cryptids with my 9 millimeter, I don't think.
No. I don't like it either.
Hello, Tamara. Hello, Leo, April, JD, Lanita, Mindy, April, and Hatbox. Good to see y'all, Sheldon and Dawn. We got a lot of people coming in right now.
Hey, April.
Good.
I think tonight's going to be very... Hey, do we have... is Cynthia in right now? Cynthia Sundquist? Has she made it in? Has anybody... Yeah, we're looking for her tonight.
No, I don't see her.
Nothing bad. Nothing bad. We just want to talk to her.
Yep. Thank you, April. Yeah, I believe it's... I think it's a nice gun.
We're not going to hunt her down and cook her or anything. I just want to talk to her.
No potatoes and carrots.
No potatoes.
No potatoes and carrots.
A lot of garlic. Janice is looking for her also. Yeah, Janice, let us know if she shows up. We got a surprise for her tonight, guys. We're going to do a live surprise.
JD Smooth, no,
and on this channel,
I don't have an issue finding ammo for 10 mil. And I also do a lot of reloads myself, so yeah, I don't have no problem.
Tamara's laughing. I guess.
Imagine that.
She might want to lay. I look forward. tonight. I think I found some stories, and I was crunching it, man. Tonight I was crunching it, and I found some stuff I thought was pretty interesting. We're going to let everybody kind of get in here because I know when we don't let it in here, everybody starts saying, "Now, where are we at? What did I miss? Where are we at?" And
Right.
I think the information, and I think you looked up some things tonight too. You're going to share, didn't you, Kurt? About
Yes, I did. Yep. I'd actually like to let's start the show off while we wait for other people to get here. Let's start off with a little question and answer again. That seemed to work pretty good.
Yeah. Any questions? Put them in capital letters, and if we don't know, we'll make something up. That's what everybody seems to be doing nowadays.
At least our competitors.
Yeah. Lenita, I think Lenita needs press. If we can get this to work right, there we go. It's a little slow for the storms here tonight. She says, I need prayers that the Lord will strengthen my body so I'll be able to co-host our conference tomorrow. Lenita, you're in our prayers, and I hope that you and pray that you have strength.
Yes, you will be in our prayers.
One of the people that's going to be at the convention, I believe in Texas tomorrow, we're actually going to have on our show coming up, is going to be Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress. She's going to be joining us on our channel here pretty soon.
Wonderful.
I enjoy being on her channel. She's always a hoot. You never know what she's going to do. She's always so welcoming. When it's like one of those channels, you go on and you feel like home. It's easy. It's comfortable. And that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
Let's see. JD's got a question, I think. Why do you guys think about the new UFO stuff? Oh, my God, JD. We was trying to dodge that tonight.
Of course, he had to bring that up.
Yes. Hello, Brooks.
I just talked to Kirk and Cal.
Yep.
I said, I'm going to dodge that bullet tonight.
Yep, exactly right.
Damn. Get me in trouble right off. I guess now's the time to do it while the numbers are low. No,
exactly.
I posted a video on. I posted a video on the Facebook page about the new UFO information that was leaked. There was a whistleblower came forward, and he feels his life is threatened. And what he came forward and what he's saying now is, remember how we were talking a great deception coming? Well, this guy has seen the plans for the great deception. And he's trying to warn everybody right now of what's coming. He says these are not aliens, what you're seeing. These are planted things that are happening. It's all because, and now this is what he says, okay? I'm not saying I agree with everything. But he says it's coming out right now that America has never went to the moon. Nobody has. He says, and if that's proven, it's going to prove that there's a firmament, which is going to prove the Bible. They're trying to come up with a deception plan to where if there's a rapture, the government, it wasn't Jesus. The aliens came and took, 2/3 of the people. There's plans of being a fake Messiah return that they're going to do in the sky operation. What is it? Bluebeam? Is that what it's called? Something like that?
Yeah.
Project Bluebeam.
Yes. And he said it's going to be a great deception. Now, somehow, though, I can't say the name, but certain people in the most powerful house in America are contacting these beings, he said, but they are not aliens. They're doing it through rituals, and these beings, Anunnaki, the Watchers, the Nephilim, all these names come up into this, and CERN, and a lot of things that they're trying to do right now. So I believe it's a great deception. And then I'm going to let Kurt and Cal,
Okay, I'm
your opinion.
not sure if you guys saw it or not, but CERN announced yesterday that they should break into another dimension within the next week. So with that being said, maybe we're a whole lot closer to that great deception starting.
Yeah. But I hadn't heard a lot about it because I tried to avoid it, and but I have heard some about the fake Messiah, and that's not going to hold with the man upstairs. You know that as good as I do.
And Michelle McGuire says it's absolutely true that nobody has ever been to the moon and there is no rapture. It's not biblical and certainly not written anywhere in the scriptures. Anyone who is waiting for the rapture is being something. JD Smooth says, all demons,
All
brother.
demons,
I would have
brothers.
Yep, I would have to agree with you.
Yeah, I would too.
Bradford Johnson says CERN does satanic rituals to Sheba. Yep. Y'all seen what happened to the town that had the parade, that mocked Jesus, It flooded. Huge.
Yeah, it
huge
flooded.
Flood. Hello, Sharon. Sharon says, hello, everyone. Just got to the truck to take a break and watch my favorite AB family. Good to see you, Sharon. Glad you were able to step in.
Thank you, Sharon. We're glad to have you.
It's always nice to have all of our abnormal family with us on these lives.
I'm sure it's going to get deep tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Cynthia, I guess, hasn't made it yet.
I'd like to ask if any of our viewers. I'd like to ask if any of our viewers have had any encounters that they would like to share with us on the show, possibly be a guest, to please get a hold of you.
Yeah, I would love to hear people's stories or,
encounters, sightings.
Your encounters. You can stay anonymous. We can block your face out on the show if you don't want your face shown or, you want to remain anonymous. We can even go as far as to you can write it down, send it in, and, we could read it.
Sure.
I just want to get the information out to everyone,
Yeah.
Exactly. I just actually about 7:00 this evening, I got sent a couple pictures from one of our viewers where she had a Bigfoot watching her yesterday, I guess it was, and she took a couple pictures. Wasn't sure whether she was just being paranoid or not, but yeah, it's definitely a Bigfoot in the one picture. She took a series of pictures, which was a smart thing, and you can tell the difference of the way it's standing. Guys, I've got to take my dog out real quick. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Hi, Aussie Sue.
Yvonne says she's had a Nephilim in her room.
Okay.
We'd like to hear that. Love to hear all about that.
Yeah.
Once you get a hold of Mike there, Yvonne, and we can set it up. No need to be afraid. The only one of us that bites is Kurt. And
exactly.
He can't help it.
I did contact the lady about the murder in Alaska by the creek. Information for that. Just to send everybody in.
Yeah.
We may watch Kurt get it live.
And And of course, there's a deer outside, and the dog doesn't like deer.
Bradford Russell says, only encountered a little humanoid demons, haunting shadow people twice that touched me, woke me up. Effing God, speaking in tongues, hearing tongues, evil ones, not sure on language. Yeah, it sounds like you got some demons.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, very much.
Jesus' name and maybe even a preacher for that.
It's the only thing that works.
Oh, I think Cal had to get a demon preacher in there to get rid of one. One of his.
Yeah.
I actually, about 7 years ago, had someone contact me. They thought it was some type of cryptid, and here they were actually having a succubus visit them.
Well,
my cousin had something like that kind of thing to him.
I don't want no part of it.
Well, no. What we had was when we went down there and got mixed up with the brother that was a satanic priest and everything, and one of my teammates, he made fun of it and, mocked it and all this, and well, it decided to attach itself and follow him home. And it got down there, and we thought it was them black dogs that we'd seen, which I found out they're called shadow dogs. But
that's one thing. One thing you really got to watch: demons, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, they will follow you home.
Yeah, but we had to end up, in order to get rid of them, we had to get a Catholic priest, and I had a Pentecostal and a Baptist preacher also. So yeah, we had three men of the cloth, and they blessed the grounds, and they blessed the house, and that one preacher called it a cleansing.
Cleansing.
Yeah, they burnt sage and everything, but after that,
yeah,
everything's good. But I still lost a teammate though.
Gone. Look who we got in here tonight.
Sure.
If I can get to work, there she is. We got the Cryptid Huntress with us tonight. Hey, if you guys haven't checked out her channel, go over and check her out. She has an channel. Subscribe to her, support her. She's working really hard at this. She's got great content. I've been on her show several times. She's very welcoming, very good person, and I highly recommend her. She deserves it. She works hard.
Hey, Jessica, it's good to see you.
Me and Kirk was just talking about that earlier, and Calvin about Jessica. She's got a good thing going.
Yeah, she does.
Well, that's because she treats people the way they should be treated, and she's got a very good analytical mind to her also. So, she makes a good host.
And she's a boots on the ground woman.
That's great.
She gets out there, and she's not just a computer, read the story. She gets out there in the action.
Not a computer keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
No,
well, that's what
she's in the action, and that's right. I mean, if you're not out there, you're not going to know.
If you are physically able to get out in the field and put boots on the ground, that's what it takes to be a researcher and a hunter.
That's exactly right.
They don't come to your house and sit on your couch and
don't say that, because I've had them here.
Yeah, but they didn't come in and
Don't
say,
want
well,
them
here's the
here.
story.
No. Nope,
And if
definitely
Jessica lives
didn't.
closer, you know,
Yeah.
she said she doesn't mind being bait. So not
Come
really.
on over. Come on over.
Somebody told us to take marshmallows one time and use them for bait for a squatch, cause you know where they're sweet.
Well, I
Yeah,
can
they
tell you
didn't work.
this. Every time I go to one of our investigation areas, and I will literally smoke barbecued ribs there, that for some reason will draw them in.
Hmm. The Cryptid Huntress says she's been field researching since 2011. She's got what, 12 years? She's got some
Wow,
time.
cool.
And as young as she is,
Wonderful. When you
she
coming
probably grew up.
over?
She's got a lot of time.
Yeah,
Yep.
She's
2011.
getting subscribers right now. Dragon Mum 13 just subscribed to her. Good, good. There's Grape Ape. Grape Ape, I sent you a couple of emails. I hope you got them. She says it's both terrifying and convenient to be living amongst them. Yes, guys, Grape Ape is going to be on the show. I talked to her the other night, and let me tell you, you're going to be glad to hear her on the show. I'm telling you. She has some encounters, and guess
Good.
what? Here's the weird thing, guys. All of hers are by a Girl Scout camp also. Another magic
Oh,
circle, another creature.
yeah, really.
I thought that was really weird.
That's yeah, really.
Let's see. Cheryl says a lot of background noises. It's hard to hear. I'm not hearing any. Or
I'm not
I'm hard
hearing
to hear
any.
too.
There ain't no background noise where I
You
live.
got any, Cal?
No, I don't have nothing.
JD Smooth says it would draw me in like ribs.
Oh yeah.
I love them. That's why I make them so often.
Now, but like I was talking about the marshmallows, they didn't work. I ate them, and I ain't see a squatch all night. After eating the whole bag of marshmallows, I didn't see nothing. Then they explained I was supposed to put them out for bait, and I was like, oh, okay.
Sea Spring Art says, Mike, can you refresh us what a magic circle is for newcomers? Man, see, I'm trying to dodge demons and aliens and circles, and people are hitting me with everything. They're going to get me in trouble.
Exactly.
The magic circle is a ritualistic fire that they have as far as summoning a demon or a creature of some sort. The entity that owns the Girl Scouts traces back to the Magic Circle Council, which is funded by little guys that ride little go-karts at parades. And
Yes. Yes.
their circles are found within the Girl Scouts, within the Boy Scouts, and also at ritual sites for conjuring demons and cult activity, satanic activity, magic,
Yep.
witches, warlocks.
Everything you can think of.
Hey, Mike,
And yeah,
Brandy Cochran in the
yeah.
audience there. Brandy, she's had a dogman experience.
Brandy has?
Yes.
Would you
Okay,
care to
Brandy.
fill us in, Brandy?
Yeah, or would you like to come on the show? If you would, send us an email.
It's Me B has had a encounter near Lake Erie.
Lake Erie. They found
Yeah.
footprints and was in the news.
Where at?
That's interesting too. Abnormal investigations 77 at gmail.com. Something's happening. Bradford, I guess moderators can take a look at this. Um, Sea Springs Art says, "Do you guys ever have dreams about cryptids?" No, I've never really dreamed about cryptids. Y'all ever dreamed about cryptids?
Unfortunately, they've been more like nightmares.
I'm trying to watch the chat. Uh,
That's what I was doing.
Something's happening. Hey, Kurt, can you and Cal handle questions right now? Stuff. I want to make a phone call.
Sure. Cal, I'll let you lead this one while he does that, and we'll answer any of the questions to the best of our ability.
Yeah, I got one here that's asked me a question here. It's a let me bring it up here. Where'd it go? Okay, God, guns, and well, I can't find it.
And I do have a question for Jessica if she's still in the audience.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Jessica, if you're still in the audience, what is your primary area that you investigate in?
All right, guys, I'm back. I want to say something real fast. Bradford, you've been causing trouble with people for a long time on other channels and with Jessica, and we ain't going to put up with that here. This channel
He's
does
been
not put
voted.
up with bullying, stalking, or anything. And not only are you big buddy, I'm going to ban and delete all your comments. Stop and making derogatory remarks to women on my page will not be accepted. You'll conduct yourself as a gentleman and you'll treat women with respect. You will not act like that. You need to find a life, man, if that's all you got to do. Bye.
That's what I was. That's what I was doing.
Very good.
I went ahead, banned, removed all these comments and everything. He's not
Okay.
going to come on and disrespect anybody like that. Jessica, just a very nice woman,
No.
and
Yep.
Yeah,
he needs
she.
to find a life. Or he could come down. We could teach him some Oklahoma manners.
We teach him some
I've taught
Pennsylvania
I've
manners.
taught you guys how to treat a woman.
Okay. I
Yeah,
found
my
a
body cam just
question
didn't
that
work sometimes.
God Guns and Ammo asked me a question.
Uh-huh.
Calvin, have you investigated the Middleborough area? Um, no, I haven't actually. I've never had a call or anything for that area. But if you're having any kind of issues and actually need my assistance, mine and my team's assistance, all you have to do is you can get up with Mike or Ed, or Mike can put my email up on the banner, and you just anybody that needs me can
Yeah,
contact me through my
if you
email.
want to, Cal. Yeah, or if you want to, go ahead down at the bottom on the post a comment, Cal. Just type your email in there and send it to everybody.
Okay.
Have you ever
I'm
gotten down around Breckenridge, Cal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in Breckenridge.
Okay, because I do know in 2012 there was one killed there.
Yeah. There's
Hey, Squatch Girl, nice to have
Squatch
you on
Girl
here.
from Canada.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and share what I found out tonight. Uh, I contacted. You remember the story we done about the lady killed in Alaska that poisoned the. We don't know if it's a Bigfoot or a dog man, but poisoned the creature. Well, I emailed her today, and she did get back with me, and I got some information that y'all are going to love, and I think it explains what happened probably to the mom, because I was even curious as to what happened to the mom, because all we knew was the mom was killed, her neck was broke, there was a large dispute between the family and her what had happened. So I did reach out, and she got back with me today, and this is what she said. And it's like they brought this on themselves. And I'm not, I'll just let you all decide. It says that his mom did not approve of the creature being around the house. Okay. The creature was coming into the garden. They had their large garden, and the creature would not take anything except for the corn. It was eating the hell out of the corn. And the mom of him. She was getting mad because this creature's eating the corn. He's feeding it every night. He's okay with it. He always planted extra corn for it. I guess they love corn. So, anyways, there was a lot of corn, more than they would have used, she said, because he always planted extra for the creature or creatures, right? So she gets mad one day while he's at work, and she goes out and chops all the corn down, piles it up, diesels it, and burns it. Next day, she goes out to pick vegetables, and they find her looking between her shoulder blades.
That's one thing you don't do.
no.
You do not
Bad.
intentionally piss them off. And I actually can shed a little bit more light on the fact that the creatures like corn. There was a ex-sheriff of Lorain County, Ohio, that before he became a sheriff, he actually lived just outside of Crossville, Tennessee, and they ran a moonshine still. They literally would feed the mash. They had pigs there, they'd feed the mash to, and they had a Bigfoot that kept coming around, eating the mash, taking it from the pigs.
Getting drunk off of it, wasn't he?
So You think they were eating it out of the garden though to get drunk, or you think it was just a preference? The sweet corn, maybe.
Yeah, they smelt that corn and just they they know hey, I like corn, so I'm gonna eat it. Or
Yep.
they like, hey, I really like this corn. I've never ate
And he
corn
was
do me this way before.
planting extra for them, so it was never a
Right.
problem up until that point. To where, well, and
Right.
they probably even seen it as the women's fault because it was the women that ended up hurting it. One poisons them, and then the other one burns the food.
Yeah,
So they
so
probably
they're
felt
really
like they
not.
were under attack.
Yeah, they felt like they were under attack by the females, and
Exactly. And in a way, they were.
well, yeah, in a way they were. And I'm telling you, these things will turn your lights out permanently.
Yes, they will.
Yes,
They'll
they
definitely turn
are.
your lights
They are
facing the other way.
extremely smart.
Yes, they are very intelligent.
See,
They
Queen
have a
Rose is
tactical
asking the
mind.
Queen Rose is wondering the same thing I was wondering. She's like, what likes corn, Bigfoot or Dog Man?
Both.
From my experience, Sasquatch really likes it. Dogman does eat it, though.
A dogman is an opportunist. If he
Yeah,
gets a chance,
Dogman's gonna
he
eat
will eat
whatever,
it.
whenever.
Like a garbage can. I mean, they'll eat anything.
Yep.
Anything sees into it, it's a.
To my granny's area about whenever my friend went around the corner and he seen it eating the scraps. It would have been corn, green beans mostly, potatoes every night at granny's. Bacon, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
your meat and
Oh
everything.
yeah.
And he said it was
Hmm.
you know just shoving it, and they don't eat through the front of their mouth. He said these dog men, it was shoving it through the side of its mouth, and he said it had the food all over it.
Oh yeah,
And
they're
then it
nasty when
turns and
they.
looks
Yeah.
at him, that side foot, and it smiles and it says, "Hello."
Well,
Yeah, the question is, did it actually say it out loud, or was that mind speak?
No, it spoke it out loud. Me, my
Okay.
granny, my mom, all of it. Yeah, we heard them speak many times. Yeah, but never a sentence. It was always a word, a single word, usually a name.
I had one say no one time.
Well,
I
that one
would
said
laugh
it
one
was
time.
sent by the red-haired demon.
Hmm.
Hey guys,
Oh
y'all take
no.
over for a moment.
Uh,
Take over for a moment, Mike. I'll be right back.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Kirk, you about got me in trouble on that. Uh, you know, he never he never ran around the side of the house no more after that.
Do you blame him?
No. Uh, I was laying in my mom's bed one night, and it spoke through the water cooler, and it was saying my mom's name. And on another night, it was standing out on the sidewalk, making this motion at my granny, saying her name, just doing that.
Oh, they'll definitely call you out.
Uh, Tanisha says, "Do you think if you stop them from eating from the start, they won't get revenge compared to letting it for a while, making them feel welcome, then stopping them and then get the revenge?" Yeah, if you let them know they're not welcome, yeah, that's the best way, because if you start feeding them and they feel like, okay, I can be here, they're going to feed us, and then all of a sudden you stop feeding them, I think they take that as like a slap in the face, kind of like a wild cat. You start feeding a wild cat out your back door, and it's not long, all the other cats in town learn that, hey, this guy's throwing food out the back door, and you end up with the whole town of them. So I mean, you're just keep getting more and more of them, and eventually they're going to start fighting each other. You're going to have dominance, and then eventually, it's all fun and games until one of your kids get ate. And I
Yeah.
just think that it's a bad idea. Gifting. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, they're as long as you feed them, they're going to be good to you. But
Oh
if
yeah. But
say
it's
you
when
get
you stop.
say you get sick and you're not able to feed them for 3 days, you get the flu.
Well, they're going to take it. They're taking. They'll take their revenge. If you the best thing to do is not even start it, because once you start gifting, uh, I'm sorry, if you gift, you're foolish. You're asking for trouble, and trouble will come. One day, you forget to feed them one day, or say, hey, you're feeding them Kobe beef, and all of a sudden you can't afford a $65 roast to feed an animal, all right? And you don't put it out there.
Yeah.
It don't see it like, well, it was expensive and they're not going to give it to me no more. They're going to say, well, you stopped feeding me, so now I'm going to prove to you that you shouldn't have started it, and then you're on the menu after they tear everything
Right.
you own up.
And then Dragon Mom says, "Well, they think that a composite being as a gift. Think that?
Uh,
I think they get
Yes, there are,
awfully
Mendy.
mistaken for that.
I don't know.
And and Mindy, also, we're going to get into the feral people here in just a little bit. It's going to be really interesting. You're not going to want to miss
Oh yeah,
it's,
no,
it's going to be
I
good.
don't want to miss it.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.
But
What
yeah, they
she's
are in the
talking about,
Smokies.
with the compost bin being, well, they see it as a gift because you're throwing all your garbage in it, all your table scraps and such to decompose. All they've got to do is lift the lid on it, and it's a smorgasbord. So yeah, they probably will see that as a gift and as a food source.
And then they may end up eating you and what they don't eat, throwing with that stuff, and then recycling
Yep,
you.
Yep.
yep, Tamara, they do take it personally.
Yes,
It's
they
good to
do.
You
see
may
you
be
on here
next year.
tonight.
Instead of eating an ear of corn, they may be eating your ear.
Yep,
I
Yeah.
mean,
or your arm.
yeah. I would hate to be ate alive. That would be, and you never know where they're going to start. I mean, they could start with your legs or whatever.
Exactly right.
Great.
Yeah, they say TC very active. STO 007. Yeah, and the Carolina girl makes a good point. She says, bears eat people alive too. Well, when you go to the woods, what's the first thing the rangers tell you? Don't feed the bears.
That's
There's a
right.
reason for that. Don't
Yeah,
feed the Bigfoot. There's a reason for that. There's a
exactly.
reason behind that. You
Yeah,
start
because you're
making them
going to
feel
end up
like
being fed.
they don't need to fear you. They don't need to fear you no more. They'll get closer and closer and closer. That fear level drops, and then the next thing you know, you're in a bad situation.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Donna, and I guess Cynthia hasn't made it in yet.
That's
Hey,
strange.
Cynthia.
She's here
I got
for
a
about
new thing.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
I don't know
is.
where she's at tonight. She might be on another live. I think there was some other lives on tonight. I know Blondes and Booze went live when we went live.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Uh, I think Paranormal Roundtable's live tonight. Maybe I'm not sure. I know
I'm
we're
not
we're
sure
holding
either.
we're holding over 100 right now all night.
Well, that's good. I'd like to see it
Okay.
up around 200, of course, but
Yeah, we'll get there.
yep.
Yep.
Uh, I've got an idea I thought might be something good also. I'm thinking about every Friday going and sharing one of my old videos that a lot of the viewers probably have not seen and sharing them to my Facebook page and to the community page on the YouTube channel. So you guys will
That
be
would
able to be caught up on the old videos and kind of know what we're talking about into the newer videos.
that would be a good idea, Mike.
Yeah.
That
I thought it would be a good way to refresh ourselves also.
yep. Yep, I know I have to go back and look at them occasionally just to remember things that I should remember, but I mean, when you see so much stuff, investigate so much stuff, things kind of blend together at times.
Right.
Yeah, it
Is
does. It
Janice
blend
still with
together on
us?
me.
I haven't seen Janice in chat for a while.
I
Squawk Girl
haven't
says
either.
132 in the live chat and only 80. Come on, folks, give us the thumbs up. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. That helps a whole lot.
Hit the like
Uh,
button, comment, and share to your friends.
Oh yeah.
yes, even if it's one friend, send it. Send it to
Yeah,
one friend.
yep.
Uh, moving on, let's talk about some feral people.
Okay. Uh, Good subject. Could potentially be bad for people that run into them, as you well know, Mike. I started looking into a couple more cases today. One of them happened North Carolina. On cold, a guy was up there deer hunting from Pennsylvania. Had his buddy up there with him, who was from New York, and the buddy's son. They Everybody there? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I'm here.
me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, anyways, on Cold Mountain, I believe was the name of it, you had these two hunters and the 15-year-old son. Uh, they had been there 2 days, hadn't done any good per se hunting. They supposedly shot one. The one did. They tracked the blood trail, but never could find the deer. They came to where there was a pool of blood as if the deer laid down and finished bleeding out, but no deer, no sign of it around, as if something had carried it off. Well, they weren't what you would call good woods people. They just assumed that maybe a black bear had came and carried it off, but yet they didn't. The bear didn't leave any tracks that they could see. So they went back to the campground, the tent, and they started cooking up some dinner. It was getting dark. They had three feral people come in to the camp. All three men, completely naked, wearing nothing, long, disheveled hair, hadn't been washed like forever, long beards. Uh, Make a long story short, the guy from Pennsylvania told his buddy and his son, just don't do anything. We can't get to the guns before they could do anything, so just let them have anything that they want. They came in, they took the food that was being cooked on the fire, They started to grab the 15-year-old kid and pull him. There was a fight broke out between those three and the two guys. The guy from New York was actually able to get to his deer rifle, ripped off a round, and they took off running. They let go of the 15-year-old when he fired. Now, did he fire at the people, or did he fire in the ground? Did he fire in the air? I don't know. I don't have that information, and I'm assuming if he fired at the person, at the feral people, he probably wouldn't tell about it.
No, he wouldn't tell about it. I wouldn't.
Nope. But like I say, that happened in North Carolina, Cold Mountain, which, if I remember right, is on the western side. Just, they can be anywhere. I do know of a couple that was camping in Allegheny National Forest last year. About the end of July, we were not getting a lot of rain at the time. They actually took their camper down an old abandoned gas road into the forest. They had set up camp. After a couple days, it rained one night. When they woke up in the morning, there were human footprints in a mud puddle right outside the camper. Barefoot human footprints. Now, they were approximately 12 miles from the nearest house or settlement. Sheldon, what part of the National Forest are you in?
Tartan said, was it in the Dennis Martin case where a wild man was seen carrying something? There was two things in the Dennis Martin case I noticed whenever I read that. Number one is a man and his boy ran across what they believed to be a possible wild, but also there was eyewitnesses that were camping down from them that saw a large creature running up the mountain with something thrown over its back that could have possibly have been Dennis.
Right.
Two different sightings, I think, in that, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. The sighting that happened that actually was of the possible feral human was sighted by a group of 5 people, though.
Tartan Misty says, I think it was a Sasquatch carrying the boy over its shoulder.
Very well could have been.
It could have been a Sasquatch.
She says, what purpose was it to take a teenager? I don't believe he was a teenager, was he? He hadn't made it that old, had he? I might be mistaken.
No. Oh, no.
Dennis Martin, he was a teenager.
Dennis Martin was a young kid.
He was still. Yeah, I don't know how old he was right offhand, but he was pretty young, I'm pretty sure.
I want to say 4 years old.
Was it 4? I know he was. I think he was pretty young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
I believe it was 4 years old.
6.
Yeah, Carolina.
6. Okay.
6 years old.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, what I thought.
Thank you, Carolina girl.
You know, whenever I was reading about the feral people, this right here is what kind of freaked me out a little bit. How many people have you all heard say, I heard something on my roof last night. There was something in my tree. Well, I was reading about the park rangers and stuff, and they said the feral people love to be in the trees. They even have found like tree houses that they're living up. They're living off the ground in these trees. and they like skin coyotes and bears or whatever's in their area, and they wear their furs with like the dog head over their head. So how many
Yep.
of these has people said, "Hey, I saw a dog man, but it wasn't a dog man; it was a feral guy out there."
Very good possibility. There's a lot of times I'm sure that has happened.
Oh yeah. Hello, Scott.
And the
Hi, Scott.
knocking on your door at night.
Yep.
If you're living in there, at 3 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden something starts knocking at your door, you
Well, I
open the
just shoot
door and
through
there's a
the
guy
door.
standing on your with a wolf head on. It's going to be a bad
Michael,
night for him.
Michael, I've found them too many times. Calvin's found them also.
Oh yeah.
I had him get after me with my son and little nephew on a video that we weren't expecting to happen. That's where I'm going to take Cal to that place when he comes down. We're going to go down there.
Good. Squatch Girl, you're right. It will definitely do that.
Oh yeah, it'll push them in the populated areas. They ain't got no place to go except there.
Yep, and also it's going to reduce the amount of hunting that they're able to do because it's going to reduce the amount of game out there. And at that point in time, you're going to see more people come up missing. Grape ape. Yep.
Another thing I thought was pretty crazy. I looked up. There was a man that had took his boy camping out in the woods. And listen to this. This is too close to me. This happened in Kansas, on the Kansas-Oklahoma line, in the Verdigris River bottoms. He was camping with his son after a long day of catfishing and setting. I don't know if you all know what pole lines are, but it's a piece of PVC pipe shoved in the mud, with a rope on it to catch catfish, pretty much. Just a limb line made
Yep.
of PVC pipe.
We use
We use
cane. We use cane.
canes.
Gets cane
Yeah, some
pole.
of them use the canes here. They'll cut the cane.
Yeah.
He said they were sleeping, and he woke up to the tent being unzipped. A pair of hands had reached in the tent and was slowly pulling his son out in his sleeping bag.
Yep.
All he had with him was a what was it he called? It was a single action 22. What do they call the cheap
Derringer.
the $180 still Western
Heritage.
Yeah, Heritage. He grabbed it, said he had the 22 mag cylinder in it, and he shot once through the flap, where it was pulling his son out. And he said it screamed just like a kid, like a teenager, and it took off running, making a lot of weird noises. And he said just barreled through the brush. Well, he starts packing his stuff up. We got to get out of here. It tried to take my kid. I just shot somebody. So he's thinking, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here, right? So he's packing his stuff up. Next thing he knows, and this will be part of the next part we're going to talk about, a spear lands beside him. Somebody tried to spear him while he's put his stuff together. So he just leaves his stuff, takes his son, and they left. They come back the next day. Their tent is shredded. Everything's gone through. The food's gone. The ice chest is rifled through. All that kind of stuff. And he said he will never go camping again. It, ruined his whole experience.
Oh yeah. That's one thing about an experience like that. It will spoil the outdoors for them.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I'm gonna say one thing about them little Heritage 22s. Now, I carry them, and they sell pretty good. And I have some. We call them coon hunters here, raccoon hunter, whatever you want to call them. They swear by them. myself, I don't see
Yeah.
the point, but teach his own.
Here's the part that was leading up to that I was going to talk to y'all about that I found I thought was really interesting. Eastern North Carolina Bigfoot says another person involved with Dennis Martin died in a car crash, maybe his dad. It seems to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Car crashes happen a lot to people that are
Yep.
bringing things out they don't want out.
Yeah.
Yep. Very much so.
That tree stepped right out in the middle of the road.
Dana says, are feral people cuckoo or just people living off the grid? No, they're not normal people living off the grid.
No, they're
I wouldn't say they're cuckoo.
no, they're just
Illiterate,
wild.
probably.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
wild people. Is all they are.
very woods knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And some of them are said to be cannibalistic.
Yes, that's what I was going to get to. They are definitely said to be cannibalistic. Like I had pointed out last night, there were those human bones found in Tennessee, that actually had human teeth marks on them. And they were recovered out in the woods, so.
I've even told people, keep an eye on your kids when you're in the woods. They can disappear so easily. And you never know. They might decide they want some baby back ribs. And you're not paying attention. Next thing you know, your kid's gone. And they're going to be hightailing it. You're not going to find them. You're not going to find them down there.
That's right.
But what it really made me think of is I found this when I was looking it up today. People that's been doing archaeological digs and stuff on core land where the Indians, the Trail of Tears, old houses, finding old stuff. They've been running on to arrowheads, arrows, spears, Native American hunting stuff, skinning rocks, all this stuff, right? Even TP structures, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not adding up because whenever they date it, this stuff is not old. It's been made recent.
It's new, right? And
So
Carolina Girl.
They're making.
Go ahead.
They're still,
yeah.
They're just still making that and hunting the old ways. And you go
Correct.
out there, and you're not paying attention. You get an arrow through you or a spear through you, you're in bad shape.
That's right. You will die more than likely.
Yeah.
Yes, Carolina Girls, sometimes they are walking around naked. Sometimes they have skins on. There's even been reports of them with clothes on, which usually don't fit them, which pretty well tells me they more than likely took it off somebody.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, look how many reports people get of, my dad. My dad went missing, and you got these fishermen say, well, we saw him cross down there, the same clothes and everything. He had a big beard and everything, little skinny guy. And they're like, no, he's a big guy that don't have a beard. Well, there was somebody wearing his clothes that looked a lot different than him moving across the river down there,
Yep. And Joel down there in Martin County, I can believe that anything can be found down there.
That's good that they get help down there. That's nice of the people. And Tamara says it's crazy, and then I agree with what Jeff says. I think Jeff says it all. They ain't bulletproof. They best stay clear of me.
No, they aren't. That's exactly, Jeff. Glad you made it tonight, my friend. Yeah, that's right. Like I said, Kurt was talking about the guy that gave him a couple warning shots. Was it last night?
Yeah.
I don't give warning shots.
Uh,
If I fire, and you don't feel the round hit you, that's because you got lucky and I missed.
Or you weren't the one it was
Can't
intended
afford,
for.
Exactly.
I can't afford warning shots no more. It's too hard to find ammo.
No,
Uh,
except
Shell. Shell
I got
said I missed her
overhead.
question. So Shell, I want your go ahead and resend your question, and we will catch your question. I'm sorry we missed some. If we missed some of your guys' questions, I'm sorry. The chat tonight is rolling kind of weird on my side. I got a thunderstorm overhead, so I'm kind of glitching, and then when I
It's
catch
rolling
up, it
quick.
scrolls.
No,
Yeah, it does.
mine's
It's just
like gone.
But yeah, Shell, send it through, and I'd love to answer it. And I don't guess Cynthia showed up tonight, right?
I haven't seen her. Yeah, but like Mike was saying, just resend your question there, Shell. Guys, we're not being rude or anything. If we do miss one of your questions, just get our attention and re-ask it, and we will answer it. We're not trying to be rude or anything. It's just it's kind of hard to
Here
catch
it is.
everything.
And you
Here it
know,
is. I got it.
okay.
Was wondering if feral people show strength stronger than normal humans.
Yes,
Well,
to the point they do.
Yeah, they're out active all the time. They're not sitting on a couch. They have to fight for their
They're
food.
climbing.
They got to work hard for it.
Exactly.
Climbing trees, having to move rocks and everything. They're out in the woods 24/7, 365. They can't take a break and say, "Well, I'm going in." So yeah,
man,
they're in
think of this,
tip-top
guys.
shape.
How many times have you been in the woods? And I just thought of this, guys, and it was kind of freaky. How many times have you all been in the woods and you know that there's nobody around because you're familiar with the area and you know if somebody's there or not, but all of a sudden you smell food being smoked, but you don't find no fire? And I've had that happen.
Yes, I've had that happen a few times also.
Well,
Makes you wonder who they're smoking food.
Yep. Or who they're smoking.
Shell, that can
That's when
happen.
you do a teen count. Jeff, you're killing me, man. Jeff says I get tired of looking out the tent every time I heard something in the camp and never seen anything. I just shoot through the tent now.
That gets expensive having to patch the tent, though.
Who patches it? That's just there. You watch it.
I'm going to make sure that if I go camping with, I'm going to make sure if I go camping with Jeff, he knows what side I am of him.
Exactly.
10 millimeters.
I know not to take my body armor off.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Oh.
And depending on where it is, a lot of road kills that we think are just drug off by animals. I just wonder how many of those are actually taken by feral people.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That is a good question, Kurt. Yeah, it's an easy meal.
Quick, easy meal. Nobody's going to miss it. Nobody's going to come hunting you for it.
No.
You wait a day or two, you get free rice in them, too.
Yeah, really. That's just protein.
Yeah. You wait till they bloat. All you need is a straw. You don't even have to.
Yeah.
Cal wanted me to tell you all a story from my granny's tonight. It was actually his idea, and I have a story that'll match this tonight. I think fairly well, and I think that there might have been more to this than what everybody thought at first. There was a little boy that my granny and my family knew, and this was before I was born. This would have been back in the 50s. He lived with his mom. He was a MR. He was an MR patient, mentally challenged, and he would play out back a lot. And while he was playing out back, he would come in dark, and it got to where he was taking longer and longer and longer to come home. And his mom kept asking him, "Why are you staying out longer and longer?" And he told her he met a hairy friend. Okay, so the mom thinks that he has an imaginary friend. So he plays and plays, and he starts staying out longer and longer and longer. He's probably 15 years old, is what they said. Well, it gets to the point to where he stays out all night and comes back the next morning. She said he would stink really bad, but he would always talk about his friend, how his friend would take care of him, take him to places along the river. They would go to this old bridge that's closed now, and they would sit on it, and hang on it. I guess it's hang out. And it got to where she would make the dinner, set it on the back porch. He would come back, eat the dinner sometime, and then he would be gone again. Well, eventually, it got to where he never did come back. Uh, he just stayed in the woods with whatever he had found. Now, there was one guy, and it was like in the 70s, said he was driving down the old road over there, which is Highway 10, and he said he saw something run across the road in front of him, but he never called it a Bigfoot or a dog man or anything like that. He called it a wild man. And I've always wondered, did that little boy go off with feral people, or did he go off with a cryptid? What do you think?
I believe it went off with feral people because
Oh
if he'd
yeah.
been encrypted, they would have ate him. He wouldn't have been seen again. But with feral people, he might have been an MR patient, like you said, but still, yet he knew that they were a human being and not an animal.
And it also seems to be what they're attracted to.
Yeah,
I
That
remember a few
is
years ago, they said they ungodly onions.
ungodly union.
Most cryptids in Oklahoma communities have hatred for me because I'm disabled, including you, Mike, or you would give me a chance. I believe in my heart you want to discriminate against me. Let me take care of this guy right here, real quick, guys.
all right.
Go for it.
Uh, this guy has hit me up so many times, wanting me to let him on my team, let him on my team, let him on my team. What he doesn't understand, it does not have anything to do with you having disabilities. I am not discriminating against you because, number one, I do not own a business. Number two, I investigate by myself and with friends. I don't have the money right now to pay somebody to investigate with, and I don't want to be liable for somebody else that I'm investigating with that has never investigated or I know that has investigated before. I don't go in the woods with just anybody that does not know what they're doing, including gun safety, forest survival, etc., etc. There's a lot of things I have to take into consideration when I go into the woods. It's not just my safety, but the safety of my team, the people that I know, the training that I know they have, and the ability to leave and come back to our families. That is the most important thing to me whenever I go out on an investigation. I'm not discriminating against you because of a disability that you may have. If you have a disability, then I would honestly recommend that you do not go into the woods and seek things that eat you or kill you. It's probably not a good idea. It doesn't mean that you're not able to investigate these things, that you're not able to be knowledgeable about these things. There's a lot of things on the internet you can look up, invest in, and learn for yourself. But to come out and say that I discriminate against you because I'm not taking you on hunts, I think is childish, and it's a way to try to blackmail somebody into getting your way. I think that you need to grow up and be a man about it, and come at us as a man. We don't disrespect anybody on here, and we don't like to be disrespected. In fact, I'm not even going to block you because I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. And Kirk, if you got something to say, or Cal, I'll let you maybe.
Yeah, I do. I do. All right. All right. Here it is, Derek. Man, I'm not wanting to sound like a smart ass or anything, but you're using your disability as a crutch to try to make people feel sorry for you, like Mike owes you something. Dude, it's not that. If anything, with your disability, if your disability is that bad, you have no business being out in the woods after these things. These things do not make mistakes. Very seldom do they make a mistake. And they're not playing around, they're not goofing off. They are there for one thing, that's they're there to survive. And they will take you out at the drop of a hat. Okay? So nobody's discriminating against you. Okay?
Derek, these things are deadly. They will kill you. They have no problem with that. Nobody is discriminating against you. Okay, you need to be aware of what you're actually asking for, which I don't believe you are. Okay, if you are disabled, then you might want to rethink how you want to research these things. But the long and short of it, at the end of the day, everybody that goes out with me comes home the same way they went out. And it's just the way it is.
Back in
And Brandy says, yeah.
back in the
Do what?
sandbox, I had people that I went out with that didn't come back. Mike don't need that responsibility. He don't need that burden on his shoulders. Okay, he's got small kids. He's got to raise. You don't want that on his conscience.
Nope.
I'm going to tell something that I've never even told Cal. I don't think I've even told Kurt this. I have lost officers on my watch. That had kids at home and a wife. That
doesn't feel good, does it?
That I slept with. We spent many nights working double shifts to make sure that everybody was protected. And he didn't go home. Another one I lost under me, he served in the sandbox and he worked for me. He left one day and I got a letter and they told me he would not be returning to his position, that he had lost his life the first day over there. He was 21 years old. A kid.
I had a
We'll leave it at that, Cal. That's just a place we don't need to go.
Right. Brandy looking.
Look who arrived.
Cynthia, we've been looking for you.
Hey, Cynthia. We've been waiting on you.
We've been looking for you.
We drove by your house twice. Your lights were on. Why didn't you answer your phone? No, not really.
oh, that's not even right.
If you only knew how many times I've heard that. Cynthia.
Yeah, really.
They said you had a good story the other night that you were talking about, and I was wondering if you would like to come on and if you would like to share your story with us. I had some people email me and said it sounded like you had a good story, and we were just wondering if you would like to share it on the channel. Beverly, it was my pleasure. I would do it again.
Oh. Well, I'm in the dark, guys.
You got storms, don't you?
No, there's a big fire.
Oh.
There's an apartment building and some other businesses that's caught on fire. And I'm trying to figure out the location right now. I'm just hoping
Okay.
it's not near my shop.
Jeff Townsend said, Derek, I don't even know you, but I can tell you that I have been places I could not protect you. Nobody wants to take anyone in the wood line if there's a chance that they won't make it out. Be real, bro. Perfectly said.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right, Jeff.
I had a 19-year-old boy died in my arms because we got there a little too late.
And whenever you have seniority over them, you hold that as your fault. I blamed myself for a long time. I don't think you're ever right
Well,
after that.
sucked it, you know.
Nope, it will always affect
But,
you.
know,
But of course, I don't know if I was right when I went in,
people,
so I might be the same.
Exactly. Donna,
you know,
what's stopping you
people look at
physically
the show.
from?
Hey, Cal, read what Wendy said. I
Hey,
think you'll like that. She said, you won't see me trekking around the woods. I have a bad back and out of shape. I'm just asking to be dinner.
Hey, we're in the same shape.
Did Cynthia ever answer us if she wants to come on the show?
Wendy, you got an answer that I saw. Wendy, you don't have to be dinner. You just got to carry off the version tool. Carry you a little 22 or 32, 38, and shoot the person sometimes way.
We're losing you, Cal. I can't hear you. You got Cal
You may
hurt?
end up as dessert.
Nope,
It won't be dinner.
nope, we're losing them.
We're losing you, Cal.
I figured.
There you are, a little bit. I hope the fire's not by his shop, for sure.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, I was reading a thing also today, and I knew this would be something you would like, Kurt. Werewolves are being spotted by cemeteries, and it was covered by Channel 8 News.
Channel 8 News up in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yep.
Yep, I know. I looked into it.
So what's going on at the cemetery?
Well, it's credible. I mean, from what I was able to figure out and find out, it's credible. They don't know what it was. It was hanging around one grave in particular, and it was seen for off and on for about 2 weeks straight. The best description of it would be a werewolf.
Did you hear the part to where they was actually having a funeral service and everybody saw it go across the graveyard and into the wood line?
It was seen at several different funeral services.
Wow.
Broad daylight.
Yeah, that's what one lady said. Broad daylight, they're sitting there having a funeral service, and there goes a bipedal werewolf across the graveyard into the woods.
Yep. Oh. Yeah,
and,
it's,
you know that was covered by a pretty big news channel.
Yep, and where that actually happened at, I'm not going to say the name of the graveyard, but that's only about 35 miles from where I grew up. Hey, Cynthia says yes.
Yes, Cynthia, send me an email, abnormalinvestigations77 at
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com. I look forward to seeing her on here.
Yeah, a lot of people are wanting to hear her story, so we'll definitely get with her.
Yep.
There she is. Here, she said she answered it. We got it, Cynthia. We found it. Our chat's a little messed up tonight because of the storms, but we found it. I was texting Cal to check on him. See if he makes it back.
He probably lost. Go ahead.
I was just going to say a police officer made the comment on the news about the werewolves and stuff, and he looked at the camera, and what I thought was really weird is he said, "Pay attention to motorcycle accidents."
Okay.
So are these things ripping people off their motorcycles?
They have been known to before.
There ain't no way I'd want to be riding.
There is a case from about 12 years ago where going down a road in Bucyrus, Ohio, that something reached out and actually snatched a guy off a Harley as he was running 40 miles an hour. Needless to say, the guy died, so he couldn't answer any questions, but there were claw marks on his jacket, and they did not match any known animal.
Really?
And there was also, probably 8 years before that, an actual judge from that area had an encounter with a dog man. And he tried to do a show anonymously, and he made a few mistakes. And because of what he said, I was able to track him down, talk to him for a few minutes. He agreed to tell me exactly everything that happened that night, but I was to, quote, never contact him again and never use his name. But it seems back when, between his junior and his senior year in high school, he was very heavily into running track, so he would go out and run every night. And he actually got chased by a dog man. It flanked him on his right side all the way down the road. The man was a long distance runner, not really a sprinter. And he said he literally sprinted all the way home with it following him. And it wasn't until he got to the main road, which they lived on, that it stopped. It stopped right at the intersection of the main road, just inside the trees. He couldn't make out 100% what it was, but he could see, as he described it, it looked like a werewolf.
Tartan says, Mike, I don't know if you remember me saying a long while back, graveyards here were once land sacred to druids, but the Romans turned them into graveyards to desecrate the sacred land.
That is correct.
Cynthia, thank you for the $5 super chat. She says, my best friend Tina, we're going fishing up north this Thursday, and I guess That's a W-I, I guess, hard to see.
Wisconsin.
Okay. Our story, I will ask her if we can speak about it. Yes, she wants to talk. Oh, so we may have two people come on. That'd be great.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That just collaborates the story.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. And that is one of the things we look for in this field is collaboration. So many of the encounters happen to single people. You know, one person sees it and it's like it's real easy for the authorities to just blow it off. Oh, that person's crazy. But when you've got more than one that have the same exact encounter, then that leads a lot of credibility to it.
It makes you wonder, don't it? Like, all these like crashes and stuff where they don't, like they'll have a bad wreck and they'll say, well, we didn't find a leg or an arm.
Right.
I wonder
That's
if that
exactly
leg
right.
arm wasn't something snapped.
I'm sure it was. I have
I
absolutely no doubt at all.
And I think they know how much they can take and get by with without, causing a big hunt for them.
I really do too. That's like that one guy that had his right arm bit off from the elbow down. That was by a Sasquatch. That happened in Kentucky. And I mean, it bit his arm off and then just left with it.
Man. So what did you find on the feral people when we were talking about like them going up to people's houses?
Okay, there have been reports back in the 1850s even, there was, for about a 14-year period of time, there was one town that seemed to be having trouble with houses getting broken into, things getting stolen, but it was always only food. Now, there was a couple cases where children came up missing too. The children were never found, but the only thing missing was food, so you kind of have to take it as that probably wasn't a cryptid. That more than likely was feral people. The town finally hunted down, and there was a group of supposedly 3. It was man, woman, and a second man. They brought them into town. It's real sketchy about they tried them for kidnapping for the 2 missing kids, even though there were no evidence of the kids, and they hung them for it. And then all the burglaries stopped and no more kids were missing. Now that went on, like I say, for 14 years until they killed those 3 people. Moving fast forward, we come up to 1904. In 1904, in Wisconsin, there was a case of what people believed were feral people. They were being seen around on the outskirts. $30 kids over a 2-week period. Sorry, I read this comment. Anyways, they were seen on the outskirts of town. Children would come up missing. They were seen over one complete summer and fall. About the middle of winter, they just disappeared. No more disappearances of children. Makes you wonder on that one, where'd these kids go? Why were these people up there? These people were, as they were described, they were long matted hair, long beards, barefoot. They did wear pants that didn't seem to fit them very well. The one's pants were tore off above the knees. Like I said, they were in the area for 6-7 months. Several kids missing. Then they just disappeared, like they moved on. Do they migrate? Hell, I don't know. Don't know enough about feral people. Anybody doesn't that I know of.
That one that stopped, my sister and myself when we were driving, he knew exactly. I think he was going to ambush us.
Well, I guarantee you that's what he was going to do.
Just laying in the middle of the road.
He was waiting for you to come walk up to him.
Oh, he would get up and run at the car, man, just as fast as he could. And I'm talking, you know how them county road rocks are with the shell in it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Barefooted.
Wow.
And I mean full out sprinting.
And, me and Janice were actually talking last night, and down in West Virginia, which once more Appalachian Mountains, I'm not sure how long ago this was, but the police had actually caught a guy that when she saw him, he had brand new coveralls on. That's all he had on. His feet were completely black because he was barefoot and living in, they believe, a cave or an old coal mine. Unfortunately, the police couldn't do a whole lot about it. She thought they had to let him go.
Should we tell the people about the story we talked about before we came on about the Christmas tree?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You want to tell them? I'm not sure how to even tell them.
I'm not either.
Let me. Okay, we'll try it like this. There was a man having trouble with feral people. They were messing around his house and peeking in the windows and stuff. He had a little boy, he was about 10 years old, that lived with him. It was his grandpa. He lived with his grandpa. And they were peeking in the windows and stuff. So his grandpa says, well, I'm tired of this. I'm going to put an end to it. So he goes out, gets a piece of plywood, and drives shank nails through it. And for those of you that don't know, those are 16 penny nails that are made like a screw.
Yeah.
Get the screw on them. And they nailed it all through a piece of plywood and hid it underneath the freshly mowed grass under the window. Now, you can only imagine how bad that hurt. But they stepped on that plywood, and when they did, of course, they screamed and took off running, and they found chunks of meat on the nails.
On the screws.
Yeah, just ripped meat out of his feet.
Yep.
And it was a while later. They didn't have any trouble for a long time. The little boy got up one morning. It was almost Christmas. And I guess it might have been Christmas. I know it had to be close, but the front door was open, which was weird and odd. And me and Kirk was talking about this. The little boy walks over, and his grandpa's sitting, on his chair with his back to him watching TV. And the little boy's, Grandpa. And, Grandpa's ignoring him. He's got the TV up. Well, he walks around the front of him. Grandpa's cut from ear to ear with like a seashell that's laying in his lap. Well, the little boy notices his grandpa's testicles are hung on the Christmas tree, and his grandpa was dead. So, I mean, they can do some sadistic stuff to people. And
yep.
if you try to defend your property against these and you hurt one of them, you better be on guard.
Yeah, then it's wartime.
Yeah. And it may take them several months, to come and get you.
Yeah, they don't care. Time means nothing to them.
And you sure don't want to wake up with something hanging on a Christmas tree.
Exactly.
That's a Black Christmas.
And something that people need to remember is, they don't need knives. They don't need guns. They have the same abilities that the Native Americans had 300 years ago. They can take a piece of flint, a piece of stone, a piece of shell. They can make a knife out of it. They can make a spear out of it. They can make all their utensils out of minerals that are found right where they're at.
And, I guess a seashell or, one of those shells, I guess you could make one of them pretty sharp.
Oh, like a razor blade.
And I'm guessing he probably either went to sleep in his chair that morning watching TV, and they either picked the lock or he left the door unlocked, or maybe the boy went outside, left it unlocked, but
right.
If you have your TV up loud and you fall asleep and they're hunting you,
you'll never know it. Let's just hope they cut his throat before they remove the other part.
Yeah. Like what dude from Texas just said. I mean, it could be it could even be worse than that. You could wake up with your innards hanging out.
Yeah. Now, just so people realize, obsidian, which is a rock, it's closer to glass, but it still is a rock, is actually harder than stainless steel. Will sharpen up better than stainless steel.
Carolina Girl says, I read a book about Sonny Bean and all his kids. Such a sick family. They survived by kidnapping and cannibalizing people from the countryside.
Yep.
Kind of reminds you of Leatherface.
There was a very, very old movie called The Hills Have Eyes. And it reminds me of that very much.
That movie actually disturbed me a little bit.
Yep. And especially knowing that as much as that was supposedly fiction, maybe it wasn't fiction. Maybe it was based on truth.
Donna's not too far from me. She says, here in Tulsa, I was standing outside my back door. Thank God I heard something rush at me. Lightning speed. Scared the hell out of me. So bad I ran back in the door so fast.
And let me ask you this, Donna. Any idea what it was?
Lanita said she loves that movie.
Oh my.
Susan says that's nuts. Literally.
Yeah. Now, feral people they've been all over. I mean, they're probably in every single state in the nation. It's just some are worse than others. The fact that they can be cannibalistic, there are a lot of reports of them being cannibalistic. It's scary.
and they may not kill you before they cook you, from what I was reading.
That's right. There was one case that I read up on that supposedly a guy escaped, but his buddy did not. They were actually cutting pieces off the buddy and cooking them while he was still alive. And that happened in Tennessee.
They also, I've heard of them taking people and take you to the cave or whatever. And if they decide that night that, they're going to eat an arm, they'll put a belt around your arm, cut your arm off, cook it and eat it, tourniquet your legs, and keep you alive for a long time, eating body parts until they finally.
Yeah, very much so.
She says we're in Tennessee.
I would really rather not disclose that. I'll just say it was within 50 miles of Crossville.
That would be a, it makes you think of a lot of things at night when you start hearing things outside,
Yeah, oh, very much so.
Especially if you're camping,
Yep.
You wake up and somebody's trying to pull your buddy out of the tent beside you in his sleeping bag slowly. Or your child.
Shoot.
They got bad intentions.
That's right.
She knows the story. Oh, I missed it. Hold on. Let me find it. Where'd it go? I hate when it jumps on me like that. There it is. I found it. Cynthia has a question. My friends and I heard a story about underground dwellers. Yes or no?
Oh, that's 100 people that live underground. Be it people that live in caves, people that live in sewers in the big cities. Yeah, they're real.
I've heard they even have, if you go deep enough down in the sewers, they have their own language.
Yeah. Well, hell, some of these feral people here have their own language.
And you got to be careful of, if these people are like that and they looks like cows going to make it, and these people are really doing that, it gives a whole new meaning to the Oscar Mayer Wiener song, my baloney has a person.
Yeah, that's about the truth.
Yeah.
That is really very much about the truth.
Yeah. They may decide they want some finger food.
I don't care about their baloney as long as its first name ain't cow.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard of people also, finding, like they'll go to sleep in their tent, right? And they wake up the next morning and all their fingers are gone, but they're still alive and their hands are bandaged. What's that all about? I was reading about that today.
That I do not know.
Never heard of anything like that.
Nope. I've heard of people going to sleep
in the Smokies.
Yep. Tracy, you're 100% right. I mean, I've heard of plenty of people going to sleep in tents, wake up, their cooler has been opened, all the food is gone. the people were left alone, fortunately.
Yeah, but I only did that once, Kurt.
So we can't blame them all on you.
No.
And and she says, right here, Dana says, "How could you sleep through that?" It's the same question I had about Carla Wilhite. How did she sleep through all those kids, yelling for help?
Okay, well, keep in mind, Mike, that these people are very stealthy. They live in the woods just like an animal. Okay, I guess if you're a sound sleeper, they could sneak in, take your food. You'd never know it.
I found out something today, Cal. I was going to tell you also. I haven't told y'all. And I don't know that this is going to happen. It's a possibility, and I don't even know if the people want to hear this. I don't know. I spoke to the wolf lady last night, and I was interested in how was law enforcement so close to her family? Why was the sheriff there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the sheriff was part of her family.
He was part of her family.
Yes.
How close? Over real
Married in. He was an in-law, but they were all family. You're thinking hard on that one, Kurt.
Yes, I am.
that one's got me stoned.
You know what you and I were talking about.
Those ribs are good,
What?
JD.
Well, JD, you ever come up to investigate with me? We'll damn sure smoke some.
Ribs.
Yeah, ribs.
Yeah, I started thinking now, why are you smoking there, Kurt?
Ribs. Or maybe a brisket, I mean.
Ain't it puff puff pass?
Yeah. But that story on the Girl Scout still has me like I feel like there has to be more.
There is more.
There's so many missing links for that it's not even funny. I mean, there's parts you're like, okay, now this is not adding up. What else happened? And it's you're not getting it. It's just like boom, it's not even nowhere's near done.
I knew there had to be a reason for that sheriff to be there.
Yeah, I mean,
a sheriff is an elected official.
Yeah,
he's just not going to be there. Hey, we're going to plant this evidence on this old boy, and this is what's going to happen. They ain't going to do that unless they're comfortable with what's going on. Now, okay, Kurt, we're going into your territory, and I hate to do it because I know where you're going to take it, but we're going to go into your territory. The rumor that was going around.
Give me
Cal, you better brace yourself.
Go ahead.
I am.
First, I got to thank Cynthia. Guys, I sent you a message about I know off topic Las Vegas aliens in the backyard. Did you see it and thoughts? I will leave that up because I got thoughts on that too. First, we're going down Kurt's Road. The rumor that's going around there is the sheriff was the head shaman, and which some other people, and I hate saying this word because I know where it's going to take us, was a warlock.
Here we go.
Imagine that.
We're not done.
And now things are going to start with bad connections.
It gets better now because Kurt's already going to smile at this. Guess what his uh, what he liked to do in his downtime? Guess what he liked to do?
Probably eat little kids.
He liked to find ritualistic circles that have been lost from the past.
Imagine that.
Yeah, JD, they wanted to cover it up,
Yeah.
and they did everything in the world that they possibly could do to cover it up, and they did. They did a really good
Yes,
job.
they did. Yes, they did. And we'll never know the truth till one individual on their deathbed makes a deathbed confession.
Yep.
I personally believe, and I'm going to go out on a limb by saying this, I personally believe that there is survivors of that attack.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yep.
We may be closer to them than we think. Now,
oh, Mike, when are you going out to lunch with that one?
I'm not sure. She said that she would take me and Cal to some burger joint, wasn't it, Cal?
Yeah.
We was going to go eat with the wolf lady. So when Cal comes down, we may do that.
Not quite the lunch that I was referring to. The one I warned you against going on.
Yes. Yeah. We're not going to do that.
You remember what we was talking about yesterday, Mike? About
yeah.
That brought that all to a head right there.
Put it, Cynthia's question was about the aliens in the backyard. Cynthia, there was a whistleblower that came out that said that our government's preparing us for a false alien invasion, a great deception. They're going to
Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, they're going to say that a fake coming of our God is coming, and I think a lot of this is set up things we don't even know. And I hate to do this, and I hate to go into conspiracy theories and stuff like that. We don't even know if the people that had that happen in their backyard are actors or not.
Correct.
The reason I say that is because there was a shooter at a certain place that had on two different kinds of shoes.
Imagine that.
We can't believe everything we're being shown.
Right.
Remember, they're going to groom you for what's going to happen. That way, it's not
they have all the power. They have all the power.
And if we don't stop talking about that, we'll probably be cut off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Janice, thank you very much for this. You rock. She's working hard tonight in the chat.
Yes, she is.
But back to the Girl Scouts. That was the first time I've ever heard warlock used over there. All they used was shaman until I talked to this other person that contacted me, and they said he was a warlock. But now here's the thing. That night those girls were sacrificed.
Yeah, and that's what it was a sacrifice.
They were doing it to bring a new witch into the covenant.
Yep.
And that was her DNA in that tent.
Yep. And we know who she is.
I'm afraid to speculate, but
And Scott, you're right. The three of us do need to go to LBL for a video I would love for the three of us to get together. And that's actually not a bad idea. Instead of Cal going down to Oklahoma, might come up to Kentucky. I'll go to Kentucky and we'll run out to OBL and have a couple podcasts from there.
We can do that.
The significance of it.
They're also saying if you're going. They also say if you're going to the LBL, do not let them know that you're investigators at all because they are now removing investigators, law enforcement.
That is correct. That is correct.
You would have to go incognito.
They can't remove me.
Yeah.
We have a cabin. I just tell them we're down there checking on on the family cabin.
The significance of the two shoes means there were two people there.
Tracy says
10
I live
miles
10
from
miles
LBL.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Then if we go, we expect to meet you.
Yeah, we always need bait.
You know,
Hi, Meredith.
let's speculate for a second, guys. Let's play a game.
Okay.
A lot of people said that the actor that done the investigation on the Girl Scout murders, I'm not going to say her name because I know she's copyrighted and I don't want to cause any infringements, but she's a popular lady. She's an actress, singer. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She done a documentary on it. She says that she was not the fourth girl in that tent.
That's right.
Okay.
No, I got my theory of who the fourth girl was.
But the fourth girl was there.
Yep, she was.
And what if, speculatively speaking, 4 girls were in that tent, but one of them was spared for some odd reason, and it was her DNA that was found in there. But for some reason, 3 of the girls were killed, and one of the girls was spared.
Because that one girl was because those 3 killings were ritualistic to bring that girl into witchcraft.
I don't know.
It would be pretty easy for a person to be sleeping on the inside and say, hey, they're asleep, or come in now.
Yep.
Or even, I got some friends sneaking up tonight, some boys, we're going to sit around and have fun with some boys. I mean, guys would do the same thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
but if you look inside of that tent,
guys, though,
right? And if you look inside of that tent, there's 4 beds for 4 girls. They said 1 didn't make it. Why was all 4 beds messed up?
Imagine that.
Well, if she hadn't made it, her bed shouldn't have been messed up.
All 4 beds were slept in. What about the little?
Yes, we did see that
shoe print. What about the little 8-inch shoe print they found there? The little fingerprint that was on the flashlight, the female DNA that was inside of the tent, and then that little shoe print that they thought belonged to a woman because it was so small and of a woman pattern. It was also in the cave. So did the little girl, just speculatively talking, that slept in that tent, that was part of it, was she at the cave also with them whenever they put evidence? She had to be. The footprint couldn't be there unless she was there.
That's right.
She had to be.
Well, she'd have to be, yeah.
Armor, yes, we did see that.
Yes, that was really weird.
Yeah, that was.
Why did they? And here's a question for you, Cal, you and Kirk, that I've been working on. Why did the Wolf Lady's family pay to have one of the outbuildings at the campsite helicoptered to their property? Why would they do that?
Hide evidence. Because
exactly right.
Because they're involved. She's already admitted that her family was involved, her uncle and them, and they was just trying to save face. You know, they were a well-known family in the community. They had money, so you know they were saving face and trying to get all the blame off of their family members.
Because I started looking deeper into it. And y'all know me. I look at the little things. And I seen things that didn't add up.
That's right.
One of those little girls that was in that tent had a relationship with Carla Wilhite.
Okay, what kind of relationship are we talking about?
Satanic, ritualistic. I believe it was a rite of passage. I think it was a rite of passage that night.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
And I bet if you look at Carla Wilhite and you dig hard enough, you'll probably find that she was friends with people outside of that.
Oh yeah. She plays a bigger role than what everybody knows. She does. She plays a bigger role.
Well, I agree with you on that, Mike.
You know who I think knows what happened, honestly? Who I think honestly knows everything? You know who I think knew?
Who's that?
Gene Leroy Hart. He was the witness that had the silence.
Yeah.
What if he was the good guy in all this? What if that's why none of his stuff matched in there is because he didn't do it, but he knew who did and why and who all was involved?
Oh, yeah, and that's why they wanted to hang it on him.
Yeah, they wanted him as a scapegoat because he already knew everything.
Yep. Beverly, you're very much spot on that.
How was the
Sharon? I'm sorry, we can't answer that one right now.
I would say older.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd say she'd been the oldest one in the tent.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. Well, I'll put it like this. If you read about the rite of passage, it goes from a 12-year-old to a 13-year-old as the rite of passage.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard.
And they do that to mock the Bible because that is just about the time that God says that children are old enough to be held accountable.
Accountable for their sin. Yeah.
And like JD was saying, the reason they killed 3 and not 4 was to mock the Trinity.
Yeah, mock the Trinity, yeah.
The fourth one, metaphorically speaking, was the snake in the garden.
Yep. Exactly right.
So if you had the letter that was left in the donut box and you compared the handwriting, man, guys, I can't go really far as I want to go with this because of legality issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not an attorney, and everything that I'm saying here is based on my opinion. Uh, but from an investigator's point, everything happened
And
around the circle. Everything was around the circle.
yep.
Yeah.
Tent number 8 was the closest tent to the magic circle. That's where the girls were kept.
That's the reason they was put in that tent too. That's the reason Carla put them 4 young girls in that tent because it was nearest the circle.
And it is all tied together.
I
Oh yeah,
guarantee
the
you
only
those
thing
little
it's missing is a little bone top.
I'll guarantee you those little girls were in that circle before they was ever took to that tree.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was
Guaranteed.
thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Because when I done the investigation, I'm going to say this softly. There was things that people should not have known unless they were directly involved.
Yep.
Yeah. You wouldn't have known it if you wasn't involved.
The actor that done the documentary on it, she admitted out of her own mouth that she was not the fourth girl in tent number 8. She was. She admitted that.
Okay.
There was also another little girl that was sick that didn't go that night. I found this out. But she played hooky. She really wasn't sick. She went camping with her friends.
Boy, ain't she lucky.
That's what I was going to say. She was lucky.
Her guardian angel was working overtime that night.
Yes, it was.
What if it wasn't a googway? What if it was a werewolf?
Very possible.
That's what I thought because, I mean, a good way, it's not going to stop at 3.
Right. This creature showed control.
Yeah, it showed control.
Or what it showed was the
Remember the
person controlling it
dad's
was
bite?
there.
Yeah, but I don't see
Remember the
anybody
dad's
controlling
bite?
a good boy.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
his
human.
bite. Nope.
It wasn't human. It
Right?
wasn't human.
And they said you could see him
But
transform, his transformation.
Like I said, we're never going to know the truth till that one particular person on their deathbed makes a deathbed confession.
There was a wicked little girl there that night, and it wasn't just Carla Wilhite.
That's right.
Who was that fourth girl? Who was the fourth girl? Is what I want to know.
Well, like I said, I have my thoughts and theories on that.
I do too.
But I'm gonna leave them to myself.
I was talking to another investigator, and the reason we brought up the such small shoe is that a shoe track. He analyzed it, and of course, it's from the old pictures. It's not going to be, you know, completely accurate, but 90%. The size of the shoe and everything. It was a female shoe, and then you have to ask yourself, why did the district attorney get so pissed off whenever they took it to the news?
Well, the woman shoe. There was a guy in camp dressed as a woman too. So
But see, what they were
maybe,
doing is they were hiding this little girl,
Yeah.
yeah,
and they knew that shoe print coming out and that fingerprint coming out was going to blow everything, because they couldn't just say, well, she was outside of the tent, because this shoe had stepped in the blood and left a track showing that it was inside of the tent.
Right.
So now what they have to do is they have to say, well, we got to cover that up. So, oh, it was a police officer that stepped in the blood. We all know police officers know better.
yeah.
Police officers know better, and also the size of the footprint probably would have ruled out most of them.
Is everybody hearing me okay? Since we started talking about this, I guess we're getting a bit of trouble.
Yeah, we're gonna start getting in trouble. We're gonna start getting glitches.
Actually, you and Cal are fading in and out on my end, but
yeah, that's what we
that's what people are saying.
Yeah, we can't talk about the forbidden subject too much.
yeah, that's why I keep biting my tongue and don't add more, because then we'd really start having problems.
Yeah.
Who does the district attorney in the 70s usually going to protect?
District attorney is always, for the most part, going to have the back of the sheriff himself.
And the sheriff is going to back people that have money.
Yep. Yep. Like I always told you, Mike, follow the money.
It's always got to do with the money.
Follow the money. It will lead you to the truth.
And if we're right, that witch is still alive.
Yep. Yep, very much so.
Who's the witch? That's the question. Is who is the witch? We'll never know.
No, you'll never know. You'll never know.
Yeah, that may come out. That may come out.
You're breaking up on me, Kurt. I can't hardly hear what you're saying.
I say that may come out yet, because they may be looking into it a little bit more. And when I say they, I mean federal enforcement.
Yeah.
But yeah, those killings were ritualistic. They were 100% about doing a sacrifice so that a new witch could be brought into the fold.
And she's still out there.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the sad thing.
They're saying I'm having feedback. Am I having feedback on you guys?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Let me see if I can do something. Is that any better?
Kinda.
Yeah, but you sounded a little hollow.
That one sounded like it was off the high dive. Still hard to hear me?
Don't worry, after this, they'll start investigating us.
I mean, really, I mean, they should really, let me see if this helps any. This might help. I don't know. We'll try it. They should talk, you know, I think they should talk to the wolf lady. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know,
still hearing some background noise. Do either
like
one of y'all have a TV on? Yeah.
No.
Or you have a TV on?
No.
That's weird.
No. Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay, well, so we're not alone.
But I don't know.
Not sound paranoid. Did you guys just hear whispering?
Yes.
I'm not hearing anything.
I just heard whispering.
Yep.
It sounded like they said my name.
Yep.
They said your name?
Yeah.
That's weird. Every time we talk about this subject.
Yep.
I don't know.
Did you hear that, Kurt?
Yep, I sure did.
I'm not hearing anything, but it sounds like static and maybe like a TV on.
I don't know.
I'll be right back. Let me refresh.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's what the third time we've heard whispering since this subject has been out there.
Yeah. It's like every time we talk about it,
Yep.
we hear it.
Yep. Somebody does not want us talking about this.
No.
Am I still doing it?
No, you're good on my end.
You're okay.
You're not getting the feedback now?
No.
No.
So refreshing helped. As she said, sounds like somebody has a radio playing in their room.
There's no noise whatsoever in here. Not in my house.
Janice is keeping track of it. This guy said when we did the vampire thing, this happened too.
Yep.
My chronic fatigue. Brandy says just breathing.
Okay, did you just hear a female moan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. Okay.
Crack me up. All of a sudden, he like looks at the thing. Goes, "Did y'all just hear a female moan?"
Oh.
Oh man, only on our show.
Yep.
Okay, Janice just told me her phone is vibrating in her hand at some of the noises.
Really.
Really?
Yeah.
And Brandy heard
man, look here.
breathing.
Well, Brandy
Read
heard
this.
breathing, then
Tell me what this thing. They're saying they're
picking up
hearing
to,
radio and children.
radio and children.
Hey, y'all want to hear something weird? I got
And
something
like
weird
we
for everybody.
haven't.
The other day, whenever I was on Jessica's show talking about the Girl Scout murders, the 3 little girls, she had 3 birds try to get in her window during our conversation.
That's weird.
3 birds, 3 little girls. Dragon Mom says she hears children in the background. You gotta watch, never know what you might get.
No.
They said they're hearing moans over the radio.
Yeah, just like that one.
Jeff says mine is as well.
Okay.
Possibly one of us is hacked.
Yeah.
No, I have no TV on. I'm just sitting in here. Nothing's on at all.
Nothing on in here.
The only thing on in here is the light.
Yeah, that's all. I got a light and a ceiling fan running up above me. That's all I have. And I've had it on since we started.
Yeah, Sharon, I just heard the moan again also.
Me too.
Have you seen a movie, Dark Skies, when 3 separate flocks of colors form a single phone? I haven't seen that, Spectator.
Nope.
Never seen it. But I am gonna call it an evening, guys. I got some stuff I got to check out. I got to finish.
Yeah, I think
ready.
Everybody's hearing children moaning, so I think this is a good time to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's time to say good night.
I got.
Yeah, everybody pray
all night.
Yeah, say some prayers too, Cal. There might be some bad things at work tonight. We talked about and there is a break, spells and all things against you, and if that witch is alive and she's watching.
Yeah. Guys, I want.
Well, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you joining us.
I've got a hunt.
Yeah, keep Cal in prayers tomorrow. I think he's going on a hunt, right?
Yeah.
You're doing a hunt, right, Cal?
Yeah. Yep, tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to keep you in our prayers, you and your team. And next time we talk to you, hopefully you'll have some good information for us. And,
yep.
Kirk, if you're out and about, you be careful.
I will. Mike, you be careful.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We had a huge audience. We always appreciate you guys. I enjoyed visiting with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed tonight. Come back after we end the show. Leave us a comment. It helps get it out there and moving. Again, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something dinner. And remember, it may not just be cryptids in the world or in the woods. It could be feral people. Be safe and watch your children, guys. God bless. Until next time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Till next time,
Good night.
everybody, stay frosty. We'll see you all on the next one.
Sounds good. Good night, everyone.